Mr. Sachin Pilot, thank you for talking to NDTV. How would you react to what the Supreme Court has said? It's not a clear chit, but it's a stay on his conviction. Some important points being raised by the Supreme Court as well.
First of all, let me welcome the Honorable Supreme Court's verdict today. It has, I think, restored the faith that people have in our judiciary, and the fact that we were not able to get justice from the lower courts and high courts. The court has today stood tall, and on merit alone, given a verdict of staying the High Court's order. Now, what remains is the Honorable Speaker should reinstate the membership of Mr. Gandhi to the House as quickly as he had disqualified him from the membership of the House. So that's important. And I think the court has also very clearly said that you can't give someone maximum punishment for a criminal defamation case without proving why it merits such a conviction. So it's a welcome step, not just the Congress party, but all those who believe that the courts have an important role to play in our democratic system today are quite happy and pleased. I welcome the verdict of the Honorable Supreme Court.
Right. Mr. Pilot, there are two aspects to what the Supreme Court has said. On one hand, it's made it very clear that the trial court has not given any reason for a maximum sentence in this conviction for Rahul Gandhi. Secondly, the Supreme Court has also mentioned it's not about just the right of Rahul Gandhi, but also the constituency that he represents, the electorate. But also the other aspect, Mr. Pilot, where he says Rahul Gandhi should have been more cautious. His remarks were not in good taste. How would Congress look at this?
There are two ways. One is that every member of parliament is an elected representative of more than 2 million people. When he or she speaks something, he or she is giving the voice of the people that he or she represents. So the court is absolutely right that you can't snatch away the rights of a person to put forth his or her views politically. Second point that the court has made, I think, is something that's a statement which is very generic also, because every politician must follow a certain decency of discourse, and that is applicable to both the opposition and the government, because you must use words and language that can set an example for the next generation. Why must we use language that is not appreciated and that is unparliamentary? So I think what is mentioned is that we all have to adhere to certain standards in our speeches, in our rhetoric, and our public discourse. So it's a general advice which I think we all welcome with full humility. But the more important part is that the court has said that there was no reason to disqualify and give a maximum conviction on a criminal defamation case. It's never happened in more than 130 years of its existence of the law. So that clearly shows the mirror to all those who felt that through the back door they can somehow Congress party.
Right. Mr. Pilot, how do you see this now go forward? He should be able to attend the parliament session procedurally, but there are certain procedures to be followed. He has to give the written application before the Lok Sabha Secretariat. Do we know by when are these procedures likely to be followed from the part of Rahul Gandhi or his team or the Congress?
I'm not in a position to answer that question, but I think it's now all the steps will follow once the verdict is out, once the written judgment is put in place in front of the Speaker. But I just hope that the Parliament of India, the Lok Sabha and the Speaker will act just as quickly in reinstating his membership as they acted in disqualifying him in about 24 hours' time. So that's something that we are keenly watching, and I hope, and I think also the Speaker is bound by certain rules and regulations. It's not about his whims and fancies. So he will have to adhere to what the Supreme Court has said. And more importantly, we have a no confidence motion in Parliament. I'm sure Mr. Gandhi will be able to be in Parliament when that happens. And we have elections coming up soon. So this is not just a mere staying of a conviction. This is really giving strength to all those people who believe in true democratic values that we hold so dear in India.
Mr. Pilot, Congress has been alleging that this is vendetta. This is pure vendetta politics by the BJP. But is there also a larger message in whatever has happened, particularly in what the Supreme Court has said, to politicians across board, beyond just political vendetta? Or is Congress looking at this as a case of pure target?
Look, I am not a legal expert. From what I understand, a defamation case can't be filed by a aggrieved community. It has to be individual based. So I didn't see Mr. Nirav Modi or some other gentleman saying that we have been aggrieved. It was some other gentleman belonging to a political party putting a defamation case, etc. So it's all quite murky. I don't want to go into the details of the lower court's proceedings, etc. But generally speaking, it has never happened before in independent India that a defamation case is taken to a criminal defamation case and then a maximum imprisonment and conviction and eviction from the house and the residence of the member of parliament. So I think it shows that there is there is resilience in our judicial process, and we all believe, I certainly believe, that in public discourse we must have a decorum and decency of debate that is incumbent upon all of us to follow, not just one party or one individual.